Finally, we get to see the dream matchup, the best Zerg in the world versus the best Terran in the world on Expedition Lost.
A finals that we were robbed from twice.
We were robbed.
We were robbed it twice, once in the SSL and then in the GSL.
We'll get that finals eventually, but the semifinals of Pro League will have to do for now.
But this is the GSL champion versus the Neighbors Star League champion, fighting it out here. And this is going to be incredible. Definitely spread the word about this. Get on Twitter, get on Reddit, get on Facebook. I don't care what you use. Get on. Life versus Maru is happening now here at Pro League. Get everybody in here. Get chatting about this because this could be the best game of all night. This could be the map that decides everything.
I think it is. I think it very well is. I think if Life can't stop him, Stats is going to have a very hard time.
Maru looks stressed. I think he knows that it was either going to be Life or Stats coming up against him. Life, the more likely candidate for the map. But now he just has to keep his wits about him. He played incredibly well. Wrist issues or none. I mean, last game he microed so well. His multitask strategy. So he's like stimming one Marine at the natural. He's attacking the third base.
Kills probe. What?
And gets out with the Marine alive. What is happening?
Marina, what?
This is insane how well Maru is playing right now. But Life, a totally different type of opponent here. Put the votes in. I really want to see what the votes turn out to be.
Oh, I didn't even know who could win this.
50-50 again, I hope.
It better be.
GSL versus Star League Season 1 here.
Someone's listening to you.
It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. I am so hyped for this. I do not think I could be more hyped. This is going to be the match that puts one of these two teams into the lead. Maru, champion of the Neighbors Star League, versus Life, champion of the GSL. 3-time champion, in fact.
Yeah, man. World champion, best Zerg in the world by far.
BlizzCon champion, best Zerg, maybe the best player in the world. The choice we're gonna, or the answer to which Star League champion is the best of these two will finally be answered perhaps here in this best of one today, right now, right here. Get people in this. The map is Expedition Lost, a 2-player map. We've seen so many great TBZs on this map in the past of all types. Proxies, proxy hatches, regular straight up bio. We can see people try mech here. Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going into it right here, right now. Maru versus Life at the Pro League semifinals. In green, for generic green wings, it's Maru, champion of the Neighbors Star League.
Up here in the top right, for KT in the red, it is Life, champion of the world. And GSL.
And most recently, the GSL, yes.
Hidden card.
Now, finally, it says, and both of these players are born in the year 1997. They're the same age. Two young prodigies grew up together in separate, teams. Maru having the ability to grow up off of a team that was at the time one of the best teams in the world. 50-50, by the way, on predictions.
Thank goodness for that.
Maru grew up in Prime, which at the time was actually the champions of the GSTL, bringing some of the best players in the world. You know, players like Marine King, players like Bjorn, who were looking really solid at the time.
Isn't it funny that these players grew up in ESF teams and then moved to Kesper teams once they kind of solidified their success just a little bit more?
Yeah.
Their storylines are actually very similar in that regard. Just Life has found more success around the world, I'd have to say.
Now, Life grew up in a team called Zenex before he joined StarTale, and it's actually going to be going for, it looks like a 13 pool here. Hashtag alive game. Am I right?
Damn straight. Everyone's cheering for that one.
Damn straight alive
No dead game here, man.
No dead game.
Interesting start here for Mario, actually. Choosing not to go for Reapers at all. Going for a 1 Rax expand by the looks of things.
Yeah. Well,
keeping it old school, man.
Definitely going to help him. It's better than a CC first against what he's up against. Definitely going to help him hold off that early Ling pressure at his CC.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a breeze. There's actually nothing Life can do if he tries to go for Lings. Unless we do see Mario make a huge mistake.
Yeah. Scouts with an SCV, which is going to identify all of this. CC is going to be totally safe.
6 Lings on the way.
6, fairly big commitment.
Yeah.
Sometimes we only see 4 off of this.
Usually 4, actually, yeah. This Life just wants to take it a little bit further.
There's the gas. I was wondering if we're going to see this. Okay, just a gas cancel. I was like, whoa, it's a weird timing.
It's going to be great for Life, actually, if he scouts this and chooses to simply, avoid going gas for the early start of the game.
Hides the Lings from the SCV, so you can trap it and kill it.
I think still gets through there. Nice move.
But imagine if Mario couldn't scout, he might be terrified of possible Baneling follow-up or Speedlings.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. He did scout the expansion, though, so he knew that sort of timings that they're out there. So long as he has the bunker down, he should be fine against just about anything.
Yeah, and even with 6 Lings, it's going to be 5 actually initially. 3 Marines are going to be out, and they can just kind of kite back until that bunker's ready to just jump into it.
Even if it was just 2 Marines, he'd have to bring like 4 SCVs, but he can get the job done just for a little bit of a damaged economy.
There come those SCVs.
Yeah, 4 SCVs, as I expected.
Yep. You're on it, Moonblade.
Yeah.
That bunker in a great spot here for coverage. The SCV luckily also kind of gets his chance to be at the bottom part of the CC, which is, in my life, might have maybe want to commit his Lings to kill an SCV there, but not going to happen with that SCV in such a safe building location.
It's a hard choice, too, because if you lose all those Lings for something small, gives Marines a lot of presence on the map. Maybe they go looking for Overlords.
Yeah, true. Speaking of Overlords, currently 2 in position to spot move-outs to the north and 1 to the right side to come and check those gas timings and also to maybe check some of the tech in a little bit. This is tense. 2 gases now being added for Mario with his 3rd CC.
Yeah, Mario being very greedy to start things off in Life. He's only got 1 gas building in the natural.
Yeah, at the natural as well, so.
Keeping it greedy. He's kind of playing catch-up, I guess, with that 15 pool to open things out here. And he's actually going to go straight for a 3rd as well.
He's going to get these rocks to slow down any further advances. Unfortunately, not able to hold on to those rocks with the Marines coming out to check for just that. We saw this yesterday as well with Flash and Dark on this map. Zerg player trying to get those rocks. He was able to do it. Mario maybe studying that a little bit as this map becomes kind of more known. It's still one of our newer maps, but it's being seen on this map a ton of TVZ. So. Oh yeah,
it's a very, very popular map for that. Not many Protosters want to play on this map because
third base is crazy.
Third base is ridiculous. Yeah. Plus, there's that backdoor. If you're playing against a Terran on this map and that ice gets destroyed, like they just run them in.
Yeah,
makes it twice as hard.
Factory on the way. 2 factories on the way.
Uh-oh. No.
Did not expect that.
Yeah, is it actually going to be mech from Mario?
Or is it going to be Blue Flame Hellions of double
That's
factory?
what I'm suspecting, right? Like, it could very well be Blue Flame.
I think that's what we're going to see, and then transition to Hellbats, and then just kind of bio.
Hellbat, Mind Bio, whatever. You can mix in all of it and make a very powerful composition. And yeah, I think it has to be.
Yeah, look at the tech lab placement there on the barracks next to the 2nd factory. I think that's going to be where he gets the Infernal Pre-Igniter.
The scary thing is Life has no way of finding this out until it comes his way.
Yeah, the Overlord he has nearby is to the right side of the main. He doesn't have a 2nd Overlord. There's a Marine patrolling in case of even there being a 2nd Overlord, but there's not.
Yeah, he's going to need, at this rate, a godly surround with Lings to try and get this.
Look at his Ling coverage, by the way. Look at this live Ling spread out all over the map, checking every location for possible proxies, possible move-outs, possible 3rd bases, 4th bases, or, 3rd base location. Is he making a CC there? Has he moved it? He's trying to find this kind of information. He's going to see that the 3rd CC is being moved to that right side location.
Well, he also got his lair pretty late as well, which is going to be even scarier, but he's not going to have anything besides Lings and possibly Banelings if he chooses to make a Baneling that soon to defend against this. He's got, granted, 4 Queens, which is going to really help out a lot. But unfortunately for him, 2 Armories are on the way, so there's going to be Hellbats, and Queens aren't too good against Hellbats. You're going to need at least Banelings.
Yeah. And this is actually going to be mech. The 2 Armories.
It has to be, yeah.
3rd factory now.
No doubt about that.
We stopped Marine production.
This is a rare sighting, man. You never get to see Mario go mech.
And mech is, we have seen it on this map sometimes, but this would be the last map I'd expect to see Maru do it on.
Yeah.
I'd see Maru do mech on merry-go-round before I expected him to see it here. The other thing, too, about this is part of that Overlord Scout problem we were talking about becomes further an issue because he doesn't know if it's bio or mech. He doesn't know anything here about what he's up against.
He has no idea, which is the next scariest thing for Zerg in this matchup. If you haven't identified if it's going to be bio or mech at this stage, and you're going for a Baneling Nest, you're going for 1/1 Ling upgrades, you're going for your Spire, like, this is not a good place to be, and here we go.
This is so many Hellions right now. This is way too many Hellions. And he has no wall. He's trying to get that wall set up with the Queen here. Taking a lot of damage on these Hellions. Tries to get the wall set, but he gets through. And now he's going to the main base uncontested with 8 Hellions.
Yep, that's still way too many. We're going to see a lot of drones go down unless he really mucks up the...
He's got a bit of links here to help clean this up, and Maru's control was not the best there.
They actually just got simply too low going up that ramp, and they really didn't find anything.
He got 2 drones.
Wow.
And now Maru's tech has been shown. His hand has been shown. What this does create a bit of a problem for Life, though, is because he made so many lings, he's pretty drone light right now, so he's going to need to spend some time droning it up.
Well, you know what? To be fair, he doesn't actually know until this Overseer goes through the main base that it was going to be mech, so he's still pretty convinced that he might be, have to go for that sort of anti-bio composition, but now he's figured it out, throws down the Roach Warren, but still goes for the Ling upgrade, so he wants to go for that style we've seen him go for against mech before, where he adds so many Lings, he goes to Ultras later, but he really makes great use of his minerals, which a lot of Zergs don't do in this composition. Yeah.
Now, as you guys can see, an insane amount of creep tumors coming out here for Life, but he's adding that Visitation Pit. Now, I'm going to take a guess and say this is for Fast Hive for more like Ultras, Vipers, not for Swarm Hosts, because those are seemingly completely useless in this sort of situation now.
We actually see him use a lot of Infestors as well, too. So
True.
Could very well be straight into Infestors, or maybe straight into a Hive, either or. I think we'll see a bit of both.
You normally see Swarm Hosts in this case like before the patch, but it's just not something we're going to see anymore.
No, you don't see Swarm Hosts anymore. They're done. They're extinct.
Gone forever.
They de-evolved into a point where they don't be made anymore.
We've got Infestation Pit researching that pathogen glands of the Infestors you were talking about is what we're going to see. Roach Speed on the way as well as a third Evo chamber that is researching the ranged upgrade.
Devolved, sorry. That's the word.
Yeah. Devolution.
Devolution. Should we just make our own words up for this?
Sure. I think everyone understands. Good scan here.
Team Liquid doesn't understand, ever will.
Well, they don't understand them.
I don't know if they can really call it that.
Oh, nice around.
Yeah. Might have even been better off to try to get into a choke point and make Hellbats into these.
Well, he was thinking about it, but very smartly, Life backs off with most of his units. Doesn't get that 2-shot off. Yeah. Life is so good with Lings against mech that it makes it look silly. I'm like, well, why didn't I try that? Then I try it, and I fail completely, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how he does it.
He's just a god, man.
He just somehow knows how to work his magic against Blue Flame Hellions.
83 drones on the map. Hive finishing was scouted. Probably going to see an Ultralisk Cavern here. There it is. He has a Spire, too, unless he canceled that, so he could start a Greater Spire to have like that tech switch potential. I mean, he's going to start building up enough gas to be able to make these switches shortly. He's spending all of his money on Lings, still 61 on the map versus mech, like you said. Almost no one can make this work except Life.
He's the only one that gets these surrounds, man. It's truly an amazing thing. But it doesn't look like he's going to commit to it this time. This is kind of a scary army coming up here. Hellbats, Hellions, and a lot of tanks with these Thors.
Fungals are going to be very important here. He's actually getting Baneling speed to help deal with these. With the Fungals locking down the Hellions, the Banelings can crash in and do damage. My concern is the Thors and the tanks, though. He doesn't have much of an answer for those. He only has 10 Roaches on the map.
Yeah.
His Fungals slow this army down, which is pretty important, but he's still going to get this hatch easily.
I think we're going to see him drop a ton of Infested Terrans all over the tanks. We have seen him do it before, but he is slowing it down for now. Maybe waiting for Ultras or simply more Lings to come out before he really commits to a fight.
Ooh, pulls Infestors back. Thank you, Life. He's got...
here we go.
Here we go. This is exactly what you're talking about, trying to burrow in here. There come the Infested Terrans. And Blinding Clouds here are beautiful as well. And don't forget the Lings come up on the right side, get 2 tanks for free. And now still Blinding Cloud on these siege tanks. And Maru is going to take some serious damage here. Although the Thor's at the top, starting to clean things up.
He starts to clean things up, but only 1 tank remains. And now the reinforcements are going to be coming on in pretty quickly for Life. There are a lot of Lings, mind you.
Yeah.
And some Ultras actually on the way.
Hellbat's coming in here to clean things up on these Lings, which is pretty nice.
1 Swarm Host, that must be a mistake.
Yeah, probably. Almost certainly. But this base is going to go down. The Life smartly enough, knowing that this is a likelihood, does replace it with a base at the 3 o'clock expansion. So he's going to have the ability to send workers over there in just a moment and start mining gas there because he desperately needs it. He's spent so much gas on these Ultralisks and as well as these Infestors. If these Infestors get caught right now, it's going to be so bad. He needs to get those away ASAP.
Ooh, he's really caught out.
He's really desperate to try to escape here. There's the scan. So many of these expensive Infestors go down. This is terrible for life. And this Ultralisk is going to go down as well and can actually almost fight these Ultralisks with the Thors he's got here.
Yeah, we got that Storm Hose dropping some Locusts.
I think Maru may have stuck around a bit too long there. He scans and sees that base.
Oh, he's got an extra tanks here, so he should be fine. Lots of Ling Roaches coming out. And now actually Maru's miles ahead in economy because he does have that gold base. Plus it's a planetary, so life is a long way away from dealing with that one. Maru in a commanding position.
Just big scans going down left and right here. He wants to know exactly where the Ultras are going to fight and how many there are. Is it feasible to fight them, you know? Are there Broodlords coming out yet? These sorts of questions. Okay, he's running in just regular Hellions. Just ward those drones away. Kills a few Lings. Good control here. Not the damage he wanted, but look at this. 3-3's already done here for life. They're finishing up right now.
3-3. It's going to help out a little bit. Not really for the Lings. They're still going to blow up in seconds, but Ultra is going to make a big difference, especially with the attack.
Doing pretty well for himself with these Roaches against the Hellions, too, and he's keeping Maru's army away from this very important 4th while he gets that 5th base.
Yeah, I mean, if he can actually get rid of all these Hellbats, Lings just turn around and deal with these tanks.
Exactly, and that's what we're going to see here. Those tanks need to micro back behind the Hellbats. Ooh, 2 tanks go down here. Vikings on the ground are fighting against Roaches. Maru is trying his hardest to come through here, but look at this. He thinks he's safe with these siege tanks, but not with invested Terrans on top of them. Life is just taking too many good trades. He's always able to fight the comp exactly the way he wants to fight it on his terms.
Ooh, good surround on the Hellions at his 4th as well. You see an Ultra go down to that group of units. And then we just see that 5th base also finishing up for Maru, so he's going to be looking to take another one. I mean, I don't think there's any way Life can deal with this planetary despite his good trades.
Yeah, I think what Maru needs to do is turtle at this base for a minute and stop trying to be so aggressive. The problem is that this map is so big, run-bys like this, if he doesn't deal with them, are just going to go and hit his other bases because Life has good Ling upgrades.
Yeah, look at that 3rd base. Completely undefended, but he's going to go be the natural here.
And you know what? Going for the natural, I think, is a great choice, too. You can catch some of these reinforcing siege tanks, so you got the Ultras to help out. And the
Ultra going to be going for the 3rd, actually. This is a great idea. There's nothing there to stop him. These Lings Ultra are going to do a lot of work in the natural, so Life actually finding a lot of damage here.
One Ultralisk here is so good because even if you land your Vikings, Ultras will kill almost all of them. And SCVs are not going to fight this against +5 armor already, and Ultralisk has that armor built in. While he does start to clean this up, but Maru just has lost foothold in this game, and now he can't defend his planetary. Now under a siege here by several Ultras. He's going to have to land Vikings like it's the Heart of the Swarm intro video.
He's not going to find the kill in the planetary, unfortunately. That is such a hard place to break.
And actually, he lost quite a bit of Ultras.
Yeah, he did. 25 SCVs go down there.
Oh
good
my God.
trades.
This is an insanely good game. Maru is playing mech like I've never really seen it before. He's having to split his units so well on this huge map. Had he held a different base besides the gold one, like if he took the base right above his main, then he'd have such an easier time of just turtling. But because he wanted to take that risk of taking the gold base, he's been so spread thin.
I wonder about that. I love the sort of narrow passage that this gold base gives you. But it does, you know, open up to run-bys and whatnot. But if he didn't have that, his 3rd base would be a point of contention, or his 4th base on the left side. Life would have a much better time trying to split the army up and try and find a way in.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, you know, thinking about it a bit more. He's going to take the base to the right side, which is near Life's 4th. That 4th looks like it's going to go down meanwhile.
Yeah, but he's still actually sacking it by the looks of it.
He's just going to let it go. He's still got the base to the top left.
Ooh, and I like this Banshee transition as well from Maru. So important and such a good idea considering there is no anti-air besides these Infestors.
And with mech upgrades combined with air upgrades, it's going to be great to just, you know, knock these Ultras down eventually. Like, basically all he's got is those Infestors to deal with this. I don't even think he has any air upgrades, does he? If you wanted to like make Corruptors or even
just +1 flyer attacks, that's all. So it's nothing really that's going to make a difference at all.
Maru's expecting with all these Vikings constantly a transition here. Oh, he got a bit too aggressive. He's actually killing a lot of Overlords. Look at that.
Yeah, nice supply block there, especially considering how few, the Viper, how little minerals Life has right now, because he does invest so much into these Lings.
I actually think this is pretty worth it, even though he lost all of his Vikings here.
Completely. I think completely. He also still the Spire, and it's still not a great Spire, so he doesn't even have to worry about air units.
You know, this might be the time to start making that greater Spire, but he just doesn't have the money to do it. I mean, if you look at the comp that Maru has built, with those lost Vikings, he has almost a pure Siege Tank Hellbat comp, with Banshees now being added in.
Yeah.
Like 18 Siege Tanks and 13 Hellbats on the map.
Oh, yeah. This is completely designed to destroy Ling Ultra. And, I mean, Life. How's he going to find his way in from here? Because the foothold just gets stronger and stronger for Maru, especially with this 5th base, a planetary now, in a pretty good position. And we're just seeing, you know, turrets go across the map, tanks spread for days, and with Banshees added in as well, where's the anti-air? What are you going to make against that sort of composition?
It's tough. 100 Lings on the map. I feel like that comp is becoming a bit obsolete, though, because Maru is close to max. I mean, he is maxed with this next wave of production. Maxed out armies against Lings have, you know, such an easy time. When Maru's spread really thin and he's got like 140 spy, 150 spy, Lings are a lot better back then. But at this point, it's going to be tough to make these work.
He's going to try and zone out these Vipers as best he can as well. It's actually a really easy thing to do because there isn't really any air besides his Queens and his Infestors.
Yep, and Siege Tank's outraged though. Maru is just going to be attacked here by his pure Ling and Ultra. And with good Blinding Clouds here and some good invested Terrans, I think he actually will break this.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a lot of damage being done by these Banshees, though.
The Banshees is doing too much, but a great fungal on all of them.
But he has no follow-up.
No, he doesn't. Not with these tanks here, just start shelling them.
Yeah, I don't know about that burrow on the Ultras either. It might have been a mistake because he was trying to burrow just the Infestors, but ooh, this is a ton of damage being done by these Banshees. They're still not fully dealt with. Even if they all die here, they've done enough damage to make worth of it, and actually they aren't going to die. There's the cloak, and this base is going to go down. Life is in some serious trouble here.
I think Life is checkmated at this point, man. There is simply not an army you can make to deal with this.
He doesn't have money to make anything anyways. He just made all of his army into Ultras, which, with this many tanks, is not going to work.
And with this many Banshees that you can't even kill, like, what's the point?
I feel like trying to transition into Corruptor Broodlord earlier might have been the better choice. Yeah. Against a pure tank army that Maru never had to switch once this game. GG. And Maru takes the lead, and now I don't know if there's an answer for this guy's stats. I guess it's going to have to be the one.
It's going to have to be stats. He did it yesterday. Can he do it today? And you know what? We're seeing a whole different Maru today. You know, he's doing different styles that we don't normally see him do against Protoss, against Zerg. It's absolutely insane what he's bringing out for these playoffs.
This is actually so crazy because keep in mind Maru is actually going to be playing in Star League on Thursday, so part of this might actually be he's trying to hide some of his builds and hide some of his style to kind of keep that a little bit hidden. But at the same time, you know, he's just been able to make these styles that we don't see him do work so well. And the next map is
Overgrowth.
Overgrowth, that's right. Stats did play really well on this map yesterday versus a Terran. I'm drawing a blank on it, but
let me help you.
Oh, against Innovation. And he just did Blink Stalker pressure into just shutting down Innovation's robot style. But Maru is no robot.
No, man.
Maru is not a lazy boy pull type of guy.
Yeah, he broke free from those restraints.
He's like, that's some 2012 stuff.
He's
all right?
Ultron, man. He's ready for this stuff. He moved on. He's going to be doing his own thing. And we already saw it last game. I don't think he's going to be going for the similar sort of tank style again, the 1-1-1. I think we're going to see more of a straight-up sort of bio mind play on a map like Overgrowth.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unfortunate for Life, but he did put up a good fight.
That he
not
did.
finding out that it was going to be mech early enough, I think.
That definitely put a bigger strain on him. And he spent so much money trying to attack into Maru that eventually Maru stabilized, and they didn't have the money to, or the time, to transition into Broodlords. Despite Maru's Viking count never really being quite too high, but he just had the money to make like 10 Corruptors. He never got that bank. He was never allowed to.
Well, I don't even know what you do once they have that foothold at the gold base. Like, it's so hard to try and counterattack from there, but that's such a great foothold, and it's a great place to attack from for the Terran. And it's such a small choke as well, so unless you completely dominate their army, it's almost impregnable.
Yeah. I mean, Life was trying to find these moments where Maru was spread out while he was harassing. He did great with his lings in the mid game. When it became the late game, though, those lings just were never able to do what he wanted them to do. They were outdated. They were obsolete. I don't even think he got adrenal glands for them, because that's an expensive upgrade as well in that late game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this is tense. I think there's no doubt in anyone's mind the final KT player will be Stats.
Imagine it's not. Imagine it's... Who else could it be? It's like...
First. I'm like, no, dude.
Action. It's like, no!
Flash is still out there.
No. No.
I don't think so, though.
Are you going to put Flash against Maru? Come on.
I don't think... He's not the guy to do it. He's definitely a guy who's got a lot of experience. And maybe last year it would have been a good choice. But I feel like Stats has just had so much... He's got so much experience recently more than Flash. And also had a lot more success, just honestly, in recent times. We're going to take a very short 3-minute break, though, guys, before we get that player reveal. Be right back.